Hello, and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and I am joined by my lovely wife,
WritingRaven.
And we're back for another episode of Psycho-Synopsis.
Indeed.
The segment where we summarize all the Psycho for you. Just a scattering of topics throughout the week, all summarized into a neat little package for you to consume at your leisure.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so we got a couple topics today. So, without further ado,
let us begin with the first client. Once again, the Rings of Power.
As you can see, it's Den of Geeks grasping at straws. Den of Geek author Andrew Blair recently penned a screen comparing the Lord of the Rings of Power critics, to mass murderers.
I do not understand how he made that jump.
Yeah, this actually happened. Not only that, but he also, and this is one of the reasons we're covering this, aside from being, critics of Lord of the Rings of Power, he also commented that Tolkien was apparently racist or, anti-Semitic, and his depiction of dwarves, because dwarves are Jewish people, apparently?
Nah, I think it was that dwarves hoarded treasure or something, and because of that stereotype that Jews are greedy, which is not necessarily true.
But dragons hoard treasure, so are they Jewish too?
That would be cool.
Smaug the dragon is Jewish, we called it first.
Ah, Jewish dragons. I like dragons.
Shalom, fire breath. But, first off, what a terrible, horrendous, disgusting take.
You think?
And we're not even talking about that stuff are you seriously saying that people who criticize a TV show are the same as mass murderers?
That is insane.
The jump in logic, which again, there is no logic here, so keep that in mind. I'm just using it as a figure of speech. The jump in logic that someone has to go to literally make that connection is staggering.
And just, wow.
I don't really have much words for this.
Me neither.
First off, dwarves are not Jewish. The fact that you are attributing that to Jewish people is not Tolkien, it's you.
Or is it because of the beards?
Doesn't matter.
There are rabbis with long beards.
That's true, but doesn't matter. Are you attributing Jewish people to dwarves? That's what you're doing. You're looking at dwarves and seeing Jewish people. I would suggest taking a good long look at your life and trying to understand why you've jumped to that conclusion. As far as us being mass murderers, no.
Absolutely not.
No, we're not.
You're insane.
Keep in mind, we are criticizing a TV show. Murdering people and criticizing a TV show are about as different as can possibly be.
Seriously.
So, not that we were expecting much from Den of Geek, but, what?
Seriously. This is just insane.
Look, people were allowed to criticize. I don't know when it became a thing, where if criticism means that you hate it and you're a bad person, whatever, does not matter. Criticism is valid.
And essential in life.
Calling people racist, sexist, all this kind of stuff, not only is it not true, but it's also become so widely used that they are meaningless.
Just because you can't handle someone not liking something that you've done doesn't make them the bad guy.
Yeah, so really bad take. I don't think this will be the last we get, because when the show comes out, we're going to get a lot more of this kind of stuff.
Oh yes, lots more content.
But yeah, so horrendously bad take. Shame on you.
Don't insult horrendously bad takes, my dear.
No, literally. I'm not trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. Literally shame on you, people. Disgusting behavior. Disgusting.
Absolutely.
What purpose does this gain for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, it gains you clicks. That's right, clicks. On your dying blog that nobody reads. Got it.
You're not wrong there. Shall we move on? Our next client is Star Wars Eclipse.
A new report claims that the recently teased Star Wars The High Republic video game, Star Wars Eclipse, is struggling to attract developer talent and that it won't be released until the end of the decade.
Wah wah. Who could have seen this coming?
You mean the game that's based in the High Republic that nobody's reading, which you continue to push, which has the amazing and creative characters such as Geode, the rock who flies a spaceship called the Vessel?
Navigates.
Whatever. And Burry, the Wookiee Jedi who's literally just furry without the F, it's Burry instead. There was this whole movement that was going around, which was blackout Star Wars Eclipse because of the Kree people who were creating it, which is a Quantic Dream, and some non-proven controversy that, because of the internet, doesn't matter if it's not proven, it's fact, because people screaming on Twitter say so.
Yeah, which is so dumb.
How did we get here?
The devolution of humankind.
Yeah, but aside from that, the fact that it's not attracting talent and stuff, first off, why put out a trailer if you don't even have people to work on your game?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And second is, the High Republic is not popular.
Despite what Kathleen Kennedy says, she did say in a video that it's doing so well and is selling so well, and we laughed.
Look, if you like the High Republic, you're more than welcome to like it, but if we're going by a majority of people who consume Star Wars content, and this is not even about the High Republic, a majority of people who consume Star Wars content do not read the books.
Not at all.
And that's for every part of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So keep in mind that already you had a much, much significantly reduced amount of people who would be reading it.
Yeah.
And then, of those people who would actually read the books, let's be generous, let's say about half of them left because they're not interested in High Republic. So now you have a very, very small amount.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this as something to argue about. This is objective fact. Sorry if you don't like it. You can like the High Republic all you want. No one's telling you you can't. But objectively, most people who watch Star Wars do not read the books.
If they're struggling to attract developers, that probably means that most people don't want to work on this project.
Do you remember when Star Wars used to be something that people were clamoring to be a part of?
Yes.
And now suddenly it's like, oh, well, we're having trouble finding people.
How far they have fallen.
But Star Wars is fine, just so you know.
This is fine.
I have no words.
Nor I.
Look at how far you've fallen that you literally are having trouble trying to create a Star Wars game, which is a widely popular franchise with a bunch of games that people buy bunches of.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't even get people to sign on.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's sad. Let's move on. Next we have the Netflix Marvel shows.
Okay. The Walt Disney Company announced that Marvel TV shows that originally debuted on Netflix, as well as ABC's Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., will be arriving on Disney Plus in the United States in March. I don't really understand why they're moving it over. I mean, I get it, it's Disney property, but it's a Netflix original, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People were very concerned by this news because they were potentially worried that Disney would censor it, which they've known to do.
Yeah, because, these shows are the dark side of the MCU. They are gritty, they are bloody, and they are downright awesome! At least Daredevil and Punisher are awesome.
With this news, they also mentioned that apparently they're going to be putting, parental controls onto Disney Plus to prevent, kids and stuff from viewing content that they might deem not appropriate for kids, including these.
Yeah, because these are more for adults.
We can hope that means that they're not going to censor them. Now, I don't really care because I'm not paying for Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to want to watch a Daredevil, I'd either find it somewhere else or I would get a physical copy. We have no reason to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Disney doesn't censor it, but, we'll wait and see, I guess. And if they do, we'll report on it.
Well, considering that the Book of Boba Fett had no blood.
Well, they're putting parental controls, so hopefully that means they're not going to censor it. Or if they do, then we'll be reporting on it, as I said.
Mm-hmm. Let's move on. Next, we have this Rapunzel sequel.
So you could see, I'll come back when you ditch the 80s hair Rapunzel. According to actor David Ristall, he and his girlfriend, Zazie Beetz, are developing a sequel to the story of Rapunzel, which will see the Deadpool 2 and Joker actress step into the eponymous role and trade in the classic fairy tale character's golden locks for, quote, a huge afro, end quote.
Which is completely stupid because that completely defeats the point of the whole story.
I don't even see a reason for a Rapunzel sequel.
Me neither.
Can we stop subverting expectations and changing? No. How is it supposed to be a sequel if the character's going to be completely different?
Yeah, how is this afro even gonna come about?
One day, Rapunzel woke up, and suddenly her skin color changed, and suddenly she had an afro. The end.
What?
I'm just saying, like, I'm being more funny here, but, like, why? Can we, like, not do that?
I wish. But who knows what they're gonna do these days? They change everything!
I literally don't understand why you would even do this. I get that, it's because of the society and the way that things are these days and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, really?
Why?
Of all the things you could think to change, this was the one you thought.
You do realize that if she has an afro, there would be no way for her to move around the tower?
Well, if it's a sequel, well, is she even going to be in the tower?
A good point.
And, like, what is the sequel going to be about?
Also a good point.
I just, like, stop! Stop it!
Please!
Get some help!
Seriously! You people are in need of mental help!
Like, stop making sequels and prequels and reboots and reimagines and blobbity bloobity blah. I don't care.
No one does.
Make original ideas.
They can't, because none of them have original ideas.
Then hire somebody who does!
I do! But I don't want to work for you.
No thanks. Good luck with that. I think that's going to flop.
Tremendously.
Pun intended. Like, thanks for announcing to the world that you're making a sequel that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
Rapunzel, don't let down your hair because no one wants to come up and watch. Thanks.
Moving on. Our next client is Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Crunchyroll announced that all of Funimation, Wakanim, and VRV content will move to Crunchyroll. Now, this has been something that's been in the works for a while. They did acquire, Funimation, and they were going to, merge them together. But it seems like they're going towards more in favor of Crunchyroll versus Funimation.
Well, Crunchyroll does have more stuff, and their system seems to work a lot better than Funimation's.
That's true, but I'll be honest. It would be nice. It's nice to not have to pay
multiple subscriptions for anime?
Yeah, we watch a lot of stuff, anime. We do watch dubbed because we are very tired at the end of the day, and I'll be honest, I don't have the patience to read the subtitles. But and we knew this was coming. Will this be a good thing in the end? I don't know.
I hope so.
We'll have to wait and see, but I just thought it was interesting that they came and announced this. They've already moved over a couple things, and what their plan is, I believe, and I could be wrong on this, so don't quote me, is that they're planning anything that's getting dubbed now or getting new episodes is still going to continue to get new episodes or get dubbed on Funimation.
And that once they finish getting all their new stuff, they'll move to Crunchyroll, right?
I think eventually they're going to start phasing it out.
Yeah.
How long it will take, what the parameters will be, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I have no idea. It will be nice to have to only pay one subscription. It will save us money. Hopefully everything that gets moved to Crunchyroll keeps its English dub, because it is kind of hard to find English dub on Crunchyroll.
And let's hope also the system stays, somewhat fluid and doesn't break, because both Funimation and Crunchyroll have had some issues with their, interface.
Yeah, but Funimation's is still worse.
That's true.
Let's move on. Our next client is the Batman.
I'm Batman. Critics have seen Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's The Batman, and they are sharing their opinions about the film.
Why are you saying it like Batman?
Because I'm Batman.
That's a good answer.
Anyways, so again, people have seen The Batman. Right up front, we'll tell you that we haven't seen it.
Not yet.
We probably aren't going to go see it. We're not that interested, to be honest. That may change. People have said good things, people have said bad things, which again, we'll get to some of that in the next client. But some of the critics are very, very strange.
They're saying that Batman isn't cheerful enough.
Depressing, dark, and endless. I don't know about you, but this particular time in history does not seem like the moment for a movie that will leave you, A, miserable, and B, wondering why nobody in Gotham City seems to have heard of light bulbs.
The Batman certainly mirrors the dismal state of the world today. Any breaks from that dreariness will have to come at a different Bat time on a different Bat channel.
Wants to be critical of the Batman as a vigilante who uses excessive force and use the Riddler to comment on white male radicalization, which may actually feel newly relevant after the Freedom Convoy, but the points don't land as hard as the Batman's fists.
What? What Where did that come from?
First off, the Batman is referred to as the Dark Knight.
Have you guys never heard of Batman? He works at night. He's supposed to be dark. He's a freaking bat!
Exactly. And Gotham City is supposed to be like a dark city, whatever. Having light bulbs and having it not be like dark and gritty would be a complete 180 from what Batman is.
Hence the word goth in the city's name.
Why do they need to tie this to current day things? Spoiler alert.
It's fantasy.
Current day things do not need to be addressed in all movies.
Seriously, let us have our just simple entertainment.
Let us have something that actually allows us to escape and doesn't continue to rehash things that we're trying to escape from.
Seriously, you guys are dumb.
I'm not pleased. Not at all. I am vengeance. I am the night. And I don't like film critics.
You do have a good Batman. Let's move on then. Our final client of the day is a fellow YouTuber named Ryan Kennel.
Twitter users expressed their outrage and their desire to want YouTuber Ryan Kennel canceled following a clip of his review of the Batman began circulating on social media platform.
A completely out of context clip.
Now, here's what I have to say about this. We are not just talking based off of interacting with him online or whatever. We have actually met Ryan in person.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
So we're basing our opinions on him based on the fact that we've actually met him and not just from out-of-context video clips.
Yes.
What he mentioned was basically that he noticed that in the movie, the only good white people were Batman and Alfred. Being there were some good, black people, whatever, and then there were, more white people, but all the rest of the white people in the movie were bad.
We're bad guys.
Which is a trope that Hollywood likes to do, is white men bad.
Yes.
Now, can you argue that Ryan could have said it a bit more clearly and in a way that didn't come off as strange?
Yes.
Yes. But the people who claim to not like hate and want to kind of deal with that,
they seem to be showing a lot of hatred.
Bring segregation back, please. These white people are getting too comfortable. Holy bleep raises bleep. Make sure to report his channel. What's up with the racist scum always making their racist trash videos while sitting in vehicles?
Because we like our car videos.
Ryan Kennel deserves to have his face stomped in.
You do know that he's a Navy veteran and could probably punch your lights out before you even got a chance.
Geeks and gamers should all die.
Sigh!
If you had been like, hey Ryan, I don't like the way you said that, I feel like you kind of made it seem a bit more convoluted or controversial than it needed to be.
That is a fair point, but nobody did.
These people who want to get rid of hate are the same people being hateful. They're going, oh, well, you said something we don't like, so instead of trying to teach you or whatever, what we're going to do is instead we're going to wish bodily harm and injury on you.
Defeating hate with hate. Like fire with fire, which never works.
Exactly. Taking your analogy, when you put fire with more fire, it makes a bigger fire.
Seriously, that's so dumb. Why do people do that?
Who knows? If you had a valid point here, which I don't really think you did, but let's say you did, and you really wanted to help combat hate, why would you be a hateful person in response? Why not be a nice person and just try to educate someone in a nice human-to-human way?
Because they can't.
Exactly. So you're the people who are calling for the end of hate, but you're also the people propagating it.
What a redundancy.
You want to say that Ryan could have said it better? I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say he's racist? Well, we've met him, we've interacted with him, we know the kind of person that he is, and he is not racist.
Not at all.
Does he have some, dark humor sometimes and some spicier takes? Absolutely.
I like dark humor.
But he's not racist.
No.
So nice try.
With that being our last client of the day, it is now time to move on to the diagnosis of the week.
And we have a diagnosis that we've used before, but we think is applicable here.
Do tell.
So the diagnosis for the week is schizophrenia.
Please explain.
So schizophrenia involves hallucinations, delusions, disorganized speech, grossly disorganized behavior, negative symptoms, all this kind of stuff. But it also involves anger and, outbursts of emotions and stuff like that. Basically a very unstable individual who likes to read into things, see things that aren't there, have strange thoughts about things that really don't make sense. And given the Den of Geek article and what happened with Ryan, what happened with Batman and all this other stuff, I really do feel that this fits because, again, these people are so delusional and so much invested in what they believe that they're blind to the fact that their beliefs that they are carrying out are not helping, they're hindering. They're making things worse. And that's why I feel schizophrenia works as a very good diagnosis for today.
I completely agree with you.
And now we come to the remedy of the week, and since we were already speaking about him,
we're going to send you to Ryan Kennel at RK Outpost. As you can see, he's Ryan. He's a veteran of the Navy, passionate about everything, is in charge of Sports Wars in the Geeks and Gamers team, and as we have said, is an all-around good guy.
Yeah, and again, Ryan is a much, much bigger channel than us.
Yes.
So chances are most of you have heard of him or not, but if you haven't, I would say, to head on over there and give him a watch, give him some support. And if you don't like him and you're hate watching this video, go there and hate watch it to give him some extra views because I think that you're stupid sheep and we'll do it.
Yes.
But yeah, so just shout out to Ryan. Way to stand up to these weirdos. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's all we have for this week. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and also make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss your weekly therapy session.
Or you will be charged. Also, you can find links to all of our socials in the description below, as well as our Discord server called The Clinic and our merch store.
So you can check us out there, and hopefully, we didn't get a chance to do a Raven Raves last week, but hopefully we will have one for you this week, as well as another Imaginalysis somewhere down the line this week.
That's all for this weekend. We'll see you in the next one.
Gothic Therapy, out.